everyone! Today I'm going to introduce you to two of my friends. This is Sam. Say hi to everyone, Sam.
Hi everyone.
And this is Andy right here. Say hi.
Hi guys.
Right, so in today's lesson I'm going to teach you all about the consequences. Oh wait, I left something behind. I'm going to leave this bucket and this tray set up right here, and I'm going to leave a note with the rule on it, okay? There's the sign, there's the rule. The rule is do not touch. What's the rule, Andy?
Do not touch.
Right, so I'm going to leave the rule right here where you guys can remember it, and I'm going to go and collect the thing that I forgot, okay?
Okay.
Sam,
Yeah. Don't you think we should just peek? But Auntie Nikki said no.
come on, just one little tiny peek.
Okay.
Oh
no! What are we gonna do?
What happened here, guys? Oh my goodness, the marbles went everywhere. Oh, you guys disobeyed the rule, didn't you?
Oh no, isn't disobeying a sin?
Yes, it is, Andy. You're right, but I do have some good news for you. The good news is that I actually set up this lesson to teach you guys about the consequences of sin.
What?
Yes, so when we sin, we can't fix it on our own, can we?
No.
But if we tell Jesus about our sins and we ask his forgiveness, he can help us fix the things that we've done wrong, can't he?
Yes.
Absolutely, and he forgives us when we ask for his forgiveness. So now, I'm going to help you to fix the mistake that you guys made, okay?
Okay.
Right, so will you guys help me to put all the marbles back in the buckets? Good. Keep going. Just a few more. And now, do you guys remember the rule that I left behind?
Yes.
Well, we're going to use the rule to cover up the top of the bucket and turn it over upside down and slide it out from underneath the bucket. And now you're all set up to trick someone at home.
Wow, that's so cool.
And I hope you've learned the valuable lesson that when we sin, we can ask Jesus to forgive us, and he will. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Sam and Andy, can you guys please help me tell today's Bible story?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to tell the children all about two of Jesus' disciples today.
Cool.
One is named Peter and the other one is named Judas.
Cool.
So I'm going to ask you guys if you can pretend to be Peter and Judas for me.
Okay.
Sam, I want you to be Peter.
Cool.
Here's your head covering. Is that all right? Oh, you look great. And Andy, I'd like you, but just for today, I'd like you to be Judas. Okay?
Okay.
Right, here's your head covering. All right. Is that comfy?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. So I'm going to tell you first about Peter. When Jesus met Peter, he was a fisherman. So there's your net to go with your fishing career. And Peter was asked by Jesus to leave his fishing career and go and join Jesus to start the church. And Peter did. Peter was obedient. He did. The other thing about Peter was that when Jesus asked the disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Peter answered, You are the Son of the living God. And that made Jesus happy because that was the correct answer. The other thing about Peter was that he loved Jesus so much that he said, I will do anything to protect you, Lord. And he did. Now, I'm going to tell you about Judas. Let's fix your head covering, Judas, because it's slipping. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about Judas. So, Judas was in charge of the money because somebody has to be in charge of the money, isn't it? So here's the money in the money bag. So there we go, Judas. You're going to hold on to the money, okay?
Okay.
The problem was that Judas loved money and he was stealing the money. One day, a lady named Mary came to wash Jesus' feet with a lovely but very expensive bottle of perfume. And Judas got so cross. He said that perfume could have been sold and the money given to the poor. But we might be able to think that maybe Judas was worried about that perfume being wasted when in fact he could have stolen the money that they got from selling that perfume. So we know that Judas loved money so much that money was always in Judas's heart. There we go. And we know that Peter had Jesus in his heart. Now what we need to remember is that both Peter and Judas followed Jesus wherever he went. They heard his lessons that he would teach the people, and they saw the miracles that Jesus did. So they both knew Jesus really well. Do you want to know what else? Both of these disciples messed up. Judas betrayed Jesus. He told the soldiers where Jesus would be praying.
Oh no!
I know, he did. And Peter also messed up. When people asked him, do you know Jesus? Do you know Jesus? Peter said, no, I don't. Can you say, no, I don't know Jesus, Sam?
No, I don't know Jesus.
Shake your head, Sam.
No, I don't know Jesus.
And how many times did Peter deny Jesus? 3 times. 3 times Peter denied knowing Jesus. The difference between these two men is, remember, Peter had Jesus in his heart. Judas had money in his heart. Peter knew he had messed up and he asked Jesus to forgive him. Judas never asked Jesus to forgive him. Peter was forgiven by Jesus, and Peter went on to help start the first church. Isn't that a wonderful story? And this story teaches us that when we mess up, all we need to do is say sorry, ask forgiveness, and Jesus does. He forgives us and he helps us to get back to his plan that he has for our life. Isn't that wonderful, guys?
That is amazing.
Okay, now you're not going to be Judas anymore, okay?
Good.
All right.
I've got Jesus in my heart.
Oh, good. So I'm going to take this off because who do you have in your heart, Andy?
I have Jesus in my heart.
Okay, good. And who do you have in your heart, Sam?
Jesus.
Wonderful. Sam and Andy are going to help us to learn today's memory verse. 1 John 1 verse 9 says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us. Let's do it together, guys.
Okay.
If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us. One more time. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us. 1 John 1 verse 9. Well done, you two.
Isn't it wonderful how Jesus has made a way for us to be forgiven for the things that we've done wrong? Of course, he doesn't want us to do those things in the first place, But when we mess up, we can go to Jesus and we can ask Him to forgive us. Why don't you spend some time now praying and asking God to forgive you for the things that you may have done wrong?